I thought we really did not play well offensively in the first half. I thought we were just we were not as in sync as we usually are in terms of our passing and movement and cutting. And I thought we had the opportunity there to maybe, they have a different lineup of guys in there, and I thought maybe we had the opportunity to take advantage of that, and we didn't, to the level that I thought we could. But I thought we competed. I thought the second half, our offense was better. I thought we competed. Certainly, they're a great rebounding team. I thought we competed on the backboard, made some good plays, some tough plays, but just not enough. Obviously we had a hard time guarding Collins, and he made 3 threes in the first half, which is a really good number for him, and that kind of that made it a little bit more difficult for us. But looking forward to the game on Wednesday night.
Okay, Chris, can you talk about Tyler Burton's game and the evolution of his offensive game and getting to the free throw line so much to keep you in it there?
Yeah, no, he was so aggressive in the second half. I thought that he was a little bit passive in the first half, but his second half was just tremendous. I know he went to the line a bunch. He made shots. He was aggressive. He rebounded the ball. He was really tremendous in the second half. Really tremendous. And but it was, he needs statistically, it might not show up necessarily, but needs to start the game with that same mentality that he played in that second half with, because obviously he's got so many tools. He's such a team player. He's such a, talented young man that we really need that from him, and hope that he can provide that. And I believe that he will as we move forward.
Hey, conversely, how can you get a little bit more out of Jacob Gilyard offensively? Obviously, he's fighting and shooting now.
Yeah.
How can you get him rolling? You have a plan there?
Well, more than anything, John, I just think him. Every even great players worry about their shooting. They kind of, part of the reason they're so good is all the other parts of their game come to them, and they're instinctual and they react. But I think even great players worry about their shooting. And Jacob made 2 today there in the second half, which I think is a pretty good sign. So I wouldn't say necessarily do things totally differently, but just give him some more looks, give him some more options, and certainly give him the confidence to be aggressive. That's the most important thing, because if he's not aggressive, where the ball starts in your offense, then you're probably going to have more of a passive possession. And we really need him to be aggressive and set a tone that way, whether it's shooting the ball or driving the ball or making decisions. But we really need that out of Jacob.
Thank you.
I know it's early. You're going into your third conference game this week. But what's the message you're telling the guys, to kind of keep their head, even keel, and not for this to be a snowball effect?
I think most importantly that, that it's a long season, and the most important thing is to stay together and be honest with ourselves. Something that I'm doing wrong, I need to make sure that I address it, and our staff hold me accountable, or different lineups, or try different things, and that kind of thing. I think for the players, it's the same way, to make sure that, we're frustrated collectively, but to each guy, I could have done this better, and that might have saved 2 points. I could have done this better, and that might not have been a turnover. Staying together and doing that, being honest with ourselves, I think is the most important part. There are going to be trying times during the course of the season, and you're judged on how we continue to play and grow and get better. I'm confident that we will, but when you're going through it, it's hard. It just doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel as right. And the most important thing is to put your head down and stick with it, and keep trying to march through it and hammer through.
Yuri had a big game for them. What stood out about his performance today?
Well, he's a great player. Again, we took a chance there on some of the ball screens of not chasing him around them, because he's so effective when it gets in the paint. He made a couple of threes, and that changes a little bit the complexion of the game, because now someone who's not a great 3-point shooter has a few, so he's confident, and then you might want to change and make an adjustment to that. So, but his passing and decision making is excellent. He shot the ball well today, which was really a big bonus for them. And we'll have another chance to see St. Louis, and hopefully we can defend him a little bit better, which makes you defend them a little bit better because he's so important.
A big positive I thought in the game was your rebounding, plus 10 on the glass, and you had 3 guys with at least 10 rebounds. So I'm assuming that's one thing you could definitely take from this game today.
For sure, and a lot of those rebounds were in crowds and they were tough, and that was a good sign for us and a good stat that guys were going to the glass, and that's a big part of any game with St. Louis. And for us, it's a little bit of a different kind of game. We plus 10 on rebounding, and we didn't shoot the ball well again from 2 or 3. So a little bit different for us, and we need to make. Obviously, we want to do both of those things. We want to be physically present and active, but also we want to make sure that we score the ball a little bit more easily, or with a little bit more evenness, and knock some of those easier shots in to give us confidence and to give us some energy that we can feed off of.
Jacob, Richmond was so close, drawing to within 1, to within 3, but couldn't get over the hump. What do you think St. Louis did to keep things that way?
They're a good team. I don't think we found a way to get stops. Some big time rebounds we didn't get. We didn't shoot the ball well today. Haven't shot the ball well in the past, in both losses that we've had. It's going to be tough when you don't shoot the ball well. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to get stops.
How was your matchup with Collins? I know that Isaiah took him for a lot of the day, but just being on the court with him, and how do you think his impact changed the game?
He's a great player. He shot the ball really well today. Our game plan was to try and go under screens, and he made us pay early, which kind of made it easier for him down the stretch. But I think Zay did a pretty good job on him. It's kind of making things tough. He gets ball screens every time down the court. It's going to be tough for any defender to hold him from making plays. But, hats off to Zay. He did a pretty good job. Got to be better, though.
And lastly, on Tyler Burton's day, could you discuss his ability to get to the line today, especially, was important in these times where you guys had to hang in there?
Yeah, he's the best scorer we have, so it's going to be crucial for him to find ways to get a bucket. I think he got off to a little slow of a start, found his way in the second half, but this game comes down to making shots early and getting stops late.
Thank you.
Hey, Jacob, you were talking about the shots not falling. Was it a little bit of what St. Louis was doing defensively? Did they do anything differently that you saw on tape?
I think they're a pretty good defensive team year in and year out. I think their principles and the way they guard is pretty good. But we got some good looks, didn't make them. Got to get in the gym. Got to get back to what we do and find a way to make shots. And if we don't make shots, we got to find a way to get stops.
How frustrating is it for you personally? Because you had some good looks in both games, and the shots haven't been falling for you. How frustrating is it for you personally in this situation?
I never like missing shots. Pretty upset about it. I'm a good shooter. Good shooters go through slumps. Got to figure it out. It's mental.
I know it's early. This is, you're going into your 3rd conference game. You guys are 0-2. What's the message amongst the team not to have this be a snowball effect moving forward?
You got to stay calm. Get another crack at it. I'm pretty sure we came in the comments by having 6 games in 15 days, or that's what was expected. We got a lot of games coming up. You gotta push this one behind you. 0-2. I think teams have started 0-2, teams started 0-3, teams started 1-5 before and found a way to get to the top of the conference. A lot of games left. At the end of the day, you gotta worry about the next one and hopefully go on a little win streak here.